All right, let's get it started. I told you guys on Friday, when we talk about vocabulary, I don't want a definition from you. I don't. What I want is I throw the vocabulary term at you, you can draw me a picture. Okay, you can draw me a nice picture. And here we go. We're going to start off with the first vocabulary term, which is called a point. A point. Some of you have probably heard that before. Here's a dot. Here's a picture of a point. Literally, it is a dot. There you go. There's a point. But now you're going to see a capital letter next to it. All right. So we want to start naming the point. So you're going to see a capital letter next to most of these points. I put this up on the board tomorrow, and I call on one of you and say, all right, what did I just draw? I want you to be able to also name it. So we call this point P. You name it by the capital letter that's next to it. Okay, point P. Pretty basic. Now, what happens if I put infinite amount of points together? That's our next term, which is a line. And I am a big stickler about this. It has to be this. A line. Whole bunch of points next to each other. Gotta have the arrows on each end. If you're forgetting it on one end, it's a totally different vocabulary term. If you forget both arrows, it's another vocabulary term. All right? Arrows on both ends make a line. Now, remember what a line was, though. A whole bunch of points put together. So I'm going to have some points on this line, too. A, B, C here. So that's how you draw it. Now, how do you write it? Because I don't want the word L-I-N-E. We're going to start using some symbols now. The symbol for a line is literally a little tinier one. That looks like that. Underneath that, listen, hey, underneath that, you need a minimum of two points on that line. Okay, you need a minimum of 2 points on that line. So underneath this, I could name this line AB. Oh, there's more though, right? Somebody give me another way to name this line. If you don't like AB, give me another way to name it. We're at 21 here. Oh, 13. Jonathan, give me another way to name this line. BC, fine. You could also go CA. The order doesn't matter, as long as you just give me 2 points. Could I also go line BAC? Yes, but a minimum of 2 points on the line. You can do more than 2. You can do 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter. Not done yet. Your textbook will be doing something a little different too. They may not have any points on the line. They may have, ready? A little lowercase letter near one of the arrows. That's not a point. That's not a point. It's just another way we're going to name the line. So we could also name this line M. But again, M's not a point. It's just another way of naming the line. So be prepared when you see that in your textbook. Okay, any questions on my lines? Going. How to name it. Minimum of 2 points on there. Got to have the arrows. If you don't, it's a totally different vocabulary term. All right, point, line, and then here's where we're going to stop after this one and do some examples. A plane. A plane. Now, you look at that definition. Woohoo! A flat surface that extends in all directions endlessly. Like it just keeps going. How the heck am I going to draw that? Well, not. That's impossible to do that. Something that just extends endlessly in all directions. So instead, we do a little smaller diagram that looks like this. Okay, that's usually what you'll see a plane represented as far as a diagram goes. Because I can't be drawing this thing that goes on forever. That's ridiculous. All right, let me put some points in this plane. A, B, and C. You now know how to name a line, right? Now, how do you name a plane? Well, bad news. For the bad news is there's no symbol. You have to write P-L-A-N-E. Sorry. Got to write it. There is no symbol. All right. You name a plane. Ready? use 3 points that do not form a line on the plane. So does everyone agree if I connected ABC, would that be a line? Absolutely not. That wouldn't be a line, right? That would not be a line. You'd name a plane using any 3 points from the plane that do not form a line when you connect them. So I can name this, yes, plane ABC. You just need to give me any 3 points off the plane that don't form a line. Whoa. There's another way to name it. And again, you'll see this in your textbook. Remember, for the line, I put that little lowercase. What happened to my arrows? I put that little lowercase letter next to one of the arrows. Okay, for a plane, you may see a capital letter hanging out in one of the corners here. All right, that's not a point. It's not a point. So I can also call this diagram plane B. Or plane P, excuse me. That's a P, not a B. Plane P. So what you're going to do right now, you can do it in your groups. If you like talking to your group, if you want to row solo, you can. Answer questions 1, 2, and 3 using this diagram and the correct symbols we've just used. All right, so number 1, it says a line containing point X. I don't want you to write L-I-N-E. I want you to use the darn symbol. Start using the symbols, all right? And then number 4, you're going to draw your own diagram that fits my description here. All right, so I'll give you guys plenty of time. Go ahead. And again, there's multiple answers here. Just because you write down something and you check with the person next to you in your group and they have something different, guess what? You both could be right. All right, there's multiple answers here. So if you want to try it out on your own, go ahead. Your call. All right, let's get this going here. Look, ask questions. It's tough at the beginning, and I want you to handle these so you can handle the ones I'm going to give you tomorrow. All right, and we still have a couple more to go too. First thing, I want to make sure our diagram here is clear. Does everyone see how you have 2 solid black lines on there? All right, I don't want to name them because I'm going to give away some of the answers, but everyone sees the 2 solid black lines. That means they're actually on the plane. All right, those 2 are on the plane. Versus, you see how they started doing a dashed line here? What that means is it's not on the line. It actually goes through the plane at point R. So that's what that line there is telling you. It's going to look like this. It goes through the plane. Versus the other 2 lines there, they're actually on the darn plane. Okay, everyone see the difference? So when you see dashed lines, or maybe you have to draw one that goes through the plane, you want to use dashed lines. That's what that means. It's going through. All right, let's see how we did. Give me a line containing point X. And again, multiple answers are correct here. All right, multiple answers will be correct. Give me a line containing point X. What do we got here? Woo, 1 for Stephanie. Line M, all right. She chose to use that one on the end. Line M, good. Others, if you use the points instead, you could have had X, Y. Look, any combination of X, Y, and R. You got to have 2 of them, remember. All right, perfect. Good job. Give me a line containing point Z now. How about a line containing point Z? 11. Okay. Not here. 1 job. 10. Henry. What do you have? Line E. Okay, that's an L. That's fine. A lot of people thought that were E too. That's a lowercase cursive L. I got you, though. You're correct. Using your own hieroglyphics there. Yep, line L. The other way you could have done it is any combination of RZ or ZR. That's really about it. Those 3. You couldn't name it anywhere else, right? Because you need to name it with points on the line. How about a plane containing W and R? Points W and R. Give me a plane containing W and R. 1. Zoli. Plane B. Yep. Got to use that letter in the corner. Perfect. Or, again, something like plane X, W, R. Why am I putting commas there? X, W, R. 3 points that don't form a line. All right? Anything. Are you ready for 4? This is where, I know, I get it. This is where kids struggle when you have to do your own diagram. Don't try to read it all at once. Try to take it piece by piece. Watch what I do here. Plane Z. I'm going to stop right there. So I made my plane. You want to call it Z. That means that Z's got to go in one of the corners there. It's not a point. Okay, so Z's got to be in one of your corners there. Plane Z. In it, you have lines X and Y that intersect at V. So let me get two lines that intersect. There we go. We got them. Two lines that intersect each other. And I need to name those lines X and Y. So that tells me they're not points, so they have to go on somewhere on the arrows. And they intersect at a point called V. Good so far. And now I'm going to introduce another line called W that intersects X. So now get a third line that intersect. I don't care where. I don't care. It's just got to intersect X somewhere. So I'm just going to make it intersect X. So this was called line W. So that's got to go near the arrow. And it intersects at a point called P. All right. Again, it doesn't have to match mine. And if your lines go past the plane that you drew, that's okay too. Because remember, planes go on forever. Anything about this diagram? You can do a diagram. You know what's going on. You're in the right spot right now. Points, lines, planes. Any questions before we move on? I got a couple more vocabulary terms before we call it a day. All right, next one. Collinear. Collinear. Oh boy, I get nervous every time I ask this question every year. Give me a word that is contained in the word collinear. Give me a word up there. All right, let's go, Bailey. What do you got? Line. Thank you. Usually somebody go, ear. And I'm like, all right, what do I do with this? Yeah, we're in the math class here, and they give me the word ear. Yes, line. Good job. Why do I want the word line? It is all the points on the same line. Points that are on the same line. So you guys see I have a lot of lines flying at you here. Okay, points all on the same line. I'm going to put a bunch of points on here now. I'll get out of the way in a second. Whew. Just want to, sorry for the excessive amount of points, but I want to make sure we get this down. All right, here we go. I want somebody to fill in the blank now. I want 3 points that are collinear right now. On my dot, any 3 points I want you to give me that are collinear. So points, blank, 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 are collinear. That's what I want from you right now. 3, which means all 3 points have to be on the same line. Okay, that's what collinear means. A set of points on the same line. So give me 3. I want 3 points all on the same line. All right, go ahead. What do we got? 3 points all on the same line. 15. Go ahead, Alexi. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
C.
C.
Huh?
Where's the C up here?
I just made my own letters.
Oh, I'm doing my letters.
Okay. L, J,
L, G, K. All right, good save. Now look, when we write this, I don't want to write it like this, right? That almost looks like you're telling me a line. Separate it with commas. Point L, point G, and point K are collinear. Oh, I think we're in an above average class, so somebody's going to give me another set of 3. Yeah, not off the hook yet. 20, going deep. Brendan, give me another pair.
F, G, I.
Good work. All are collinear. Good work, everybody. All right, if you have collinear, we'll have non-collinear, which means points that aren't on the same line. So let's use this same diagram above. All right, so I'm just going to say C above, so we don't have to draw that beast out again. Now give me 3 points that are not collinear. A lot of different options here, a lot more than the previous one. So points blank, blank, blank are non-collinear. What do you got for me? Give me 3 points, not collinear. 15. Alexia, oh boy, here we go, of course.
L,
L. I didn't hear the rest. L. H. Yep, sure. Yep. And I just want to make sure we're clear. I'm going to give you a set right now. And some of you say, well, I don't know about that. Ready? K, G, J. Wait a second. Wait. K and G are, though. Doesn't matter. Are all 3? Then that's fine. I don't care if 2 out of the 3 are. It's the fact that all 3 are not all together. All right? So you can have 2 that are on there. It's just the third one can't be on there. All right, we good? Before we get to the last topic. Last vocabulary term, coplanar. Oh, all right. So I know collinear meant points on the same line. Coplanar, yeah, points on the same plane, or it could be lines on the same plane because you have lines on planes. So here's what the diagram I'd like you to draw. Now, I am not an artist at all, but this is the one thing I do decently, a cube, and that's about as far as my artistic abilities go. So if you could draw me a cube, that would be great. I'm not going to judge because wait till later on in the year when I have to draw trees and airplanes. It's going to be a hot mess. You guys are going to be like, how did you ever get out of elementary school? And we're going to label each corner. First question before I go into this term. How many planes have we drawn? How many planes are on my diagram here?
6.
6, right? There's a top and a bottom plane, a front and a back plane, and a right and a left plane. So everyone agrees there's 6. Okay, so now let me start with points that are coplanar. All right? Points, blank, 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 are coplanar. When you give me these 3 points, they should all be on one of those 6 planes. So pick one of the 6 planes right now in your mind and give me 3 points on the plane, and they're coplanar. All right, so you have 6 planes to choose from. Choose one of them right now in your mind and give me 3 points from that. Okay, give me 3 points from one of the 6 planes, and they'll be coplanar. 10. Let's roll, Henry. ABC, yep. Henry has chosen the plane in the front. Let me highlight it for you right here. He's chosen that one. Yep, and ABC are on there. That's what coplanar means. Points all on the same plane. All right, now let's expand this now and now do lines that are coplanar. Give me a pair of lines. So line blank and line blank are coplanar. Same thing. Pick one of those 6 planes in the diagram and give me 2 lines off of it. Okay, give me 2 lines off of it. And if anybody's thinking, well, how are those lines? They don't have arrows. Good question, but remember, planes extend infinitely. So really, DC is going infinitely. We're just not drawing it that big. So pick one of the 6 planes and give me 2 lines that are on one of those planes. 1-9, Cormac, what do you got? AE, and you got it. He's using the floor, right? He's using the bottom plane here. AE, and what'd you say? EH? BH, yep. All right, just to see where Cormac's going here, he is using the bottom plane. Good. All right, so now you have 4 more to end class here today. You can work by yourself or in your groups. I'll give you about 2 minutes, and then we'll get to the assignment.
Are we not doing space today?
I have space in there. I'm not worried now. That's something you don't need to be worried about. Points, lines, planes, collinear, coplanar. That's where I need you guys to be by the time you walk out. How many planes are here? Huh? I got a nice triangular prism. How many planes are we working with here? How many planes? 20. Start us off right. Brendan, how many planes? They're darn right. There's 5. Yep. 5 planes. Give me 3 points that are collinear, meaning all 3 have to be on the same line. All 3 that you give me. Not 2 out of 3. All 3 on the same line. 17. Dylan, what do you got? Give me a... AHB works with me. So A, comma H, comma B. Or the only other acceptable answer here would have been F, J, and B. Okay, that's the only other acceptable. There's no other 3 points that would lie on the same plane. I mean, on the same line. Okay, you ready? Are A, H, J, and D coplanar? Well, all right, you told me they had 5 planes, right? 5, and everyone can see the 5 planes. So when I connect those 4 points that they give me, A, H, J, and D, did I just form one of those 5 planes that are showing? No. So those 4 are not coplanar. And now here's where kids get confused. Well, wait a second. A, H, and J are, right? A, H, and J form this one here, but the oddball, D. I need all 4 have to be on one of those 5. All 4 have to be on the same plane. Not 3 out of 4. That doesn't make you a winner. All 4 do. And does everyone see why those 4 do not form one of those planes? How about B, D, and F? Do B, D, and F form one of those planes? Or on one of those 5 planes? B, D, F? Yeah. Yep. Watch. It's the back one. B, D, F. Right there, it forms that back one. So that's a yes. So is everyone seeing the clear difference between 3 and 4? Okay. So you guys see it's out of the textbook tonight. We talked already on the first day where to get those on Classroom. I don't care if you do it in pen, pencil. I don't care if you do it on loose leaf or notebook. It's your call. Okay, your call, but I do want you to spend the next 10 minutes here we have in class together, starting that assignment.